Okay, so we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langhayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Desha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Om Tassat. Welcome you for Bhagavatam study. We are continuing from Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 18 today. So thank you all. It's a wonderful service we all can do. Reading Bhagavatam daily. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. This is the best service all of us can do. So thank you. Okay, we'll continue. Who is going to read 18?
This actually I allocated to Umashankar Prabhuji.
I think he's not here.
So he's not there. This Kalai Selvi Mataji or Malika Suresh.
That is Mariappan Prabhu.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji, I can read.
Yeah.
I shall read.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Viduras tat abhiprayat
Dhritarashram abhasata Raja Nirgamayam Mirgayatam Shigram Pashyedam Bayam Agatam.
Hare Krishna. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada Jai. Mahatma Vitura knew all this and therefore he addressed Dhritarashtra saying, "My dear king, please get out of here immediately. Do not delay. Just see how fear has overtaken you." Purport. Cruel death cares for no one, be he Dhritarashtra or even Maharaja Yudhishthira. Therefore, spiritual instruction as was given to old Dhritarashtra was equally applicable to younger Maharaja Yudhishthira. As a matter of fact, everyone in the royal palace, including the king and his brothers and mother, was raptly attending the lectures. But it was known to Vidura that his instructions were especially meant for Dhritarashtra, who was too materialistic. The word Rajan is especially addressed to Dhritarashtra significantly. Dhritarashtra was the eldest son of his father, and therefore, according to law, he was to be installed on the throne of Hastinapura. But because he was blind from birth, he was disqualified from his rightful claim. But he could not forget the bereavement, and his disappointment was somewhat compensated after the death of Pandu, his younger brother. His younger brother left behind him some minor children, and Dhritarashtra became the natural guardian of them. But at heart, he wanted to become the factual king and hand the kingdom over to his own sons, headed by Duryodhana. With all these imperial ambitions, Dhritarashtra wanted to become a king, and he contrived all sorts of uh, intrigues in consultation with his brother-in-law Sakuni. But everything failed by the will of the Lord, and at last stage, even after losing everything, men and money, he wanted to remain as king. Being the eldest uncle of Yudhishthira, Maharaja Yudhishthira, as a matter of duty, maintained Dhritarashtra in royal honor, and Dhritarashtra was happily passing away his numbered days in the illusion of being a king or the royal uncle of King Yudhishthira. Vidura, as a saint, as the duty-bound, affectionate youngest brother of Dhritarashtra, wanted to awaken Dhritarashtra from his slumber of disease and old age. Vidura therefore sarcastically addressed Dhritarashtra as the king, which he was actually not. Everyone is the servant of eternal time, and therefore no one can be king in this material world. King means the person who can order. The celebrated English king wanted to order time and tide, but the time and the tide refused to obey his order. Therefore, one is a false king in the material world, and Dhritarashtra was particularly reminded of this false position and of the factual fearful happenings which had already approached him at that time. Vidura asked him to get out immediately if he wanted to be saved from the fearful situation which was approaching him fast. He did not ask Maharaja Yudhishthira in that way because he knew that a king like Maharaja Yudhishthira is aware of all the fearful situations of this flimsy world and would take care of himself in due course, even though Vidura might not be present at that time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Wonderful purport Srila Prabhupada has given. Really, this we are all, I think, at least me, I should read it again and again, again and again. So the translation goes, Mahatma Vidura knew all this. Therefore, he addressed Dhritarashtra saying, my dear king, please get out of from here immediately. Do not delay. Just see how the fear overtaken you. So, second. So, in the second, just to check it up. Yeah. So here, Viduras tat abhipetya and Dhritarashtra abhasatha raja nirgamapyatya shighram pashyadeham bhayam agatam. So bhayam. So Dhritarashtra was full of fear personified, but he was not showing. He was an illusion, Prabhupada writes. He was thinking that he is still in king, but he lost everything. He lost his kingdom, lost his sons, and actually he's staying with this enemy whom he wanted to kill. And now this Vidura giving that right knowledge to him. So what Vidura is saying here, Vidura's words are maybe very, very harsh. He says, my dear king, get out from here immediately. Means get lost, because this is not your place. You are lost your kingdom. And here Prabhupada says that Vidura sarcastically addresses the king because he's no more a king. Of course, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, there are so many kings earlier and they all lost. The emperors, the great emperors, British emperors lost, Mughal emperors lost. I mean, nobody is going to be permanent here. So the Akbar, the great, they said, where is that great now? Everything gone. So the time, the Kala, is that one going to destroy? In the previous verse, we could have seen how the materialist people think that I'm the enjoyer, everything is okay, I have good family, good bank balance, everything is fine. So I'm the one taking care of everybody. That is the materialistic person's the thought process. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudhatma karta iti manyate. Out of ahankara, the Atma thinks that I'm doer. Everything is because of me. I'm the one taking care of it. I'm the one serving. I'm the one feeding. Because of me, so many things happening. No, that's what in the previous verse. Here also, Vidura was trying to make Dhritarashtra understand. Again, this message not just for Dhritarashtra, it's for me. Of course, all of us. It's for me, the Vidura is saying. Dhritarashtra is the part of the Bhagavatam pastimes, but Bhagavatam is meant for me to understand. So, first sentence Prabhupada writes here, cruel death cares no one. It's a fact. Sometimes people may think that we are so sadist or we are so, negative. No, cruel death cares no one means everybody has to go. There is no question of anybody is permanent, including Brahma. Brahma Bhuvana Loka. So Brahma Loka to lowest, everybody has to go. But it's only up to me within that time, what do I do? That's up to me. So here Prabhupada says, Dhritarashtra, even Maharaj said, therefore spiritual instructions was given to the old Dhritarashtra, not for Yudhishthira Maharaj. Because Yudhishthira knew very well, is highly qualified, understood, realized is perfect devotee. Whereas Dhritarashtra is opposite. So Prabhupada gives, who was too materialistic, because from the day one, he was blind. Because of that, he could not come to the power. And his younger brother, Pandu was made king. And when the Pandu died, by default, just a caretaker. Actually, Dhritarashtra was a caretaker. He was not a full-time king. Yudhishthira was supposed to have king because Yudhishthira was too small. But Dhritarashtra took that position. And in turn, what he wanted his son, Duryodhana, to become king. So Prabhupada says, imperial ambition, the kind of ulterior ambition he had. So his whole game was to make his son. You can see this today happening in this today's world also, politics. How each politician wants to bring their own children, their own, grandchildren and all the relatives to the power. One family, everybody will be MP or MLAs or ministers. So there is no way they have see the qualification. But whereas Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, Chaturvanya Maya Sishta Guna Karma Vibhagasha. If you want somebody want a Kshatriya, you should have the quality. Not that everybody can become Kshatriya. At the same time, not that everybody become Brahmana. So it's Guna Karma. But here, Duryodhana had no quality of becoming king. Of course, he was too diplomatic. In the previous Bhagavad Gita, we could have seen how diplomatic was Duryodhana was. So, and he's just not diplomatic, and he's too much, possessive of the power. And that's the reason we could have seen the previous verse, how he threw Vidura out. And that's why Vidura went all the way and came back now to, deliver his own brother, Dhritarashtra. And another point Prabhupada brings, because Dhritarashtra was ill-advised by Shakuni, the brother-in-law of, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari's brother. Again, another point we need to understand the association. With whom we associate, that makes a difference. Like in Ramayana, we see Manthara, the Kaikai was so good to Ram, and she was loving Lord Ram so much. And of course, Ram also loving Mother Kaikai so much. And actually, Lord Ram loving Mother Kaikai more than Kaushalya. And same way, Kaikai also loving Lord Ram. But Manthara, with her crooked mind, completely tricked the situation. So again, here, Shakuni was that kind of a category. So as a practice devotees, I should be very, very careful that deal with or associate with such people. I should not, even if I get a little glimpse of a person who is crooked or envious of others, I should keep away, because that person will be more dangerous. Like a scorpion, Prabhupada says scorpions don't care. They will bite at any moment. Whatever you do, they'll bite. There was a story saying that, there was a scorpion, going to the water. A Brahmana came, so wanted to save that scorpion. So Brahmana took the scorpion, wanted to get him out of the water. The scorpion immediately sting him. So while stinging, he fell down and again went into the water. He was drowning. So Brahmana again put his hand, wanted to save that scorpion. The scorpion again sting him. And again, the scorpion fell into the water. And he was drowning again. Brahmana again put his hand. So this going up and down. A person is standing by. He asked Brahmana, "My dear Brahmana, what are you doing? You are trying to save the scorpion and he's stinging you. And still you are putting his hand to save him." Then Brahmana said, "Yes, I am Brahmana. I'm not a scorpion." So that's the difference between Brahmana and scorpion. Today in the material world, we see the scorpions with the full of poison. They will sting you at any time. But the Brahmana's quality is to save them. That's why Vidura comes in that form. So deliver his own brother. So from this materialistic life, and he says, get out, go. So Prabhupada says, this is the duty of the saintly person. And they are duty bound and to wake the people in the slumber of disease and old age. So people are in Maya Jale. We are either sleeping. The Prabhupada says people are either day working hard to earn some money. Evening, they are into sex life and enjoy and drinking. And next day again work. So what is the difference between animal and human? So they are in a slumber of disease and old age. And Prabhupada says that everyone is servant of time, eternal time. Time will not spare anyone. Time is the one going to destroy everyone. Time and tide cannot refuse the order of anyone. It will destroy everyone. The false position, the factual, fearful happenings. So again, what is the fear? Generally, people are fear of losing power, the politicians maybe, or play in the positions, and some rich people maybe fear of losing the wealth, for somebody losing the relatives, but more than that, the fear is fear of death. That is, no living entity want to die. Nobody want to leave this body. Whatever the situation, even up the last breath, he want to somehow want to save here. But Prabhupada says, this is a good opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead. Why are you struggling? This material world is place of prison, the place of miseries. You go back home, back to Godhead. That place, Vaikuntha, there is no miseries. That is full of happiness, eternal happiness. Go back home. But I don't want to go. Want to stuck here. I think this is the best thing. But my real fear should be that I should not forget Krishna. At any cost, at any time, I should not forget Krishna. So I should always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That should be my real fear. And to forget Krishna, one of the biggest reason is Vaishnava Aparadha. If I offend an Vaishnava, I'll lose my bhakti, the bhakti lata bija, whatever grown over a period by my sadhana, chanting and reading and performing devotional service, that will get destroyed as soon as I commit an offense. So that's the most fearful. I should always be protected from the Vaishnava Aparadha, and also I should always remember Krishna. That is a fear. I should be careful of it. That's why Prabhupada says here, so in this flimsy world, the fearful situation of this flimsy world, and we should be more careful. And finally, Prabhupada says, would take care of himself. This addressing to Yudhishthira Maharaj. He will take care of, because again, this is a good lesson for us. We as a practicing devotees should be like Yudhishthira. We should take care of ourselves. We should take care of others. That is our real motive of life, dear goal of life. Hare Krishna. We'll read one more sloka, please. 19.
Oh, Prabhuji, I located for myself.
Okay.
Text 19. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Pratikriya na Yasheha Kutaschit Karhichit Prabhu Sayeshta Bhagavan Kala Sarvesham Na Samagataha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. This frightful situation cannot be remedied by any person in this material world. My Lord, it is the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the eternal time, Kala, that has approached us all. Purport. There is no superior power which can check the cruel hands of death. No one wants to die. However acute the source of bodily sufferings may be, even in the days of so-called scientific advancement of knowledge, there is no remedial measure either for old age or for death. Old age is the notice of the arrival of death served by crucial time, and no one can refuse to accept either someone calls or the supreme judgment of eternal time. This is explained before Dhritarashtra because he might ask Vidura to find out some remedial measure for the imminent fearful situation, as he had ordered many times before. Before ordering, however, Vidura informed Dhritarashtra that there was no remedial measure by anyone or from any source of this material world. And because there is no such thing in the material world, death is identified with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as it is said by the Lord Himself in the Bhagavad Gita 10.34. Death cannot be checked by anyone or from any source within this material world. Hiranyakashipu wanted to be immortal and underwent a severe type of penance by which the whole universe trembled. And Brahma himself approached him to dissuade Hiranyakashipu from such a severe type of penance. Hiranyakashipu asked Brahma to award him the blessings of immortality. But Brahma said that he himself was subject to death, even in the topmost planet. So, how could he award him the benediction of immortality? So, there is death even in the topmost planet of this universe, and what to speak of other planets, which are far, far inferior in quality of a Brahmaloka, the residing planet of Brahma. Wherever there is the influence of eternal time, there is this set of tribulations, namely birth, death, old age, and death, and all of them are invincible. So here Prabhupada explains this sloka like this, that time, death, nobody in this material world can stop death. Nobody can stop death. Science is advancing very well, but even the scientific advancement also, there is no remedy for the old age and death. That's what the Dhritarashtra asked Vidura many times, that he wants to overcome death, and is there any remedies to overcome the death? But here Vidura says that there is no remedy in this material world to overcome death. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita also, Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is said by Lord Himself in Bhagavad Gita that there is no remedy for death. There is no, there is no remedy, not remedy, no remedy for old age and disease, and no, you cannot surpass death. So Hiranyakashipu also, he many times he asks, he wants to be immortal. That means he wants to avoid death, be without death, and he has done penance, severe penance many times. But he Brahma, he asked Brahma to overcome death. He asked Brahma that, is there any, can I overcome this death? Means Brahma says, I am living in that Brahma Loka, and Hiranyakashipu in the little lower planets. In my planet also, there is no I mean, you cannot avoid death. What to speak of the lower planets? The same thing in the higher planets, in the topmost planet also, you cannot avoid death. So death is there in any planet. You cannot avoid death. So from the lower planets till the topmost planet. So that's what Brahma says. Hare, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji. Yeah. So 2 points here. So Kala, yeah, Kala is eternal time. Kala going to approach anyone, everybody. And Prabhupada says there is no material measure for death and old age, but there is a spiritual measure. We can stop the repeated birth and death, just surrender to Krishna and go back home, Godhead. Once we go there, never comes back. There's no death there. There's no time. In Goloka Vrindavan, Vaikunta, there is no time. There is no death. There is no old age. So we can check the old age, death, disease just by surrendering to Krishna. Like Krishna says that give up everything, sarva dharma parityaja, mameka sharanavraja, aham ta sarva papebhyo mokshayasham. Completely surrender to him, then he will take care. Once you go back, there is no punarapi jananam, there is no death. So as a practitioner, our goal should be that go home, back to Godhead, back home, back to Godhead. So that should be the target here. That's why Prabhupada says no material measure either the death or old age, but there is a spiritual measure. So I also mentioned there is no remedial measure for anyone from any other source material world. So material problem cannot be solved. No material problem can solve. They will find one solution, and with that another problem comes. Just to give an example, we developed the motors and we created a pollution and a traffic jam. I mean, there is no way we can solve all the problem. Yes, we increase the speed, but in that accidents, pollution, and traffic jam. So nothing is a kind of 100% free. So also Prabhupada says, yeah, Mataji explained Hiranyakashipu's case. So when there is influence of eternal time, there is this set of revelations, namely birth, death, old age, disease. So that's a real problem of life. We don't have to discuss about the economic problems, environment problems, or so many other problems. They are not actually problems, because that problem maybe exists with one person, maybe not others. One may be rich, one may be poor. The poor may be having problem, but rich doesn't have problem of money. One may be weak and one may be strong. The person strong doesn't have the problem of weak. So each one will have different problems. But this Janma Mittu Jara Vyadhi, birth, death, old age, disease is common to every living entity. Nobody is exempt that. Every living entity who has taken birth here has to die. And in the process, he'll go through the old age and disease. So again, as a practicing devotees, our aim is to cut this birth, death, and old age, get out of this and go back home, back to Godhead. This is exactly Vidura telling to Dhritarashtra, you get out from here. He's telling to get out from the palace, literally meaning that get out from the material world. So that is a lesson for me that yes, somehow make your mind that this should be my last birth. I don't want to one more birth. So that should be my thought process. But whole my activity, my thinking, my work should be in that direction. Yes, my goal is that. Like in a corporate world, they say, no, your target is to achieve so and so. And everybody works for that. Similarly, our target should be go back home, back to Godhead. Allirudu nammane, illirudu summane. We should go back home. That's the real house. So whole my thought process, my thinking, my activity, my work, everything should be connected to that. Somehow or other, I should go back. Whatever else you are doing, it's shama evai kevalam. In Bhagavatam says, if you don't develop love for Vikshvaksena, whatever you're doing it here, Shrama Evavi Kevalam, it's a waste of time. It's only like the donkey's work. Unless we develop that attraction, Rati, mean attraction for that sweet pastime of Krishna, that my life is, I'll not say, it's a waste. Yeah, that's a fact actually. So now Vishnu Chakra Thakur writes here, by saying all, Vidura indicates that the time had approached even those who should be able to prevent the action of time. So time doesn't stop anyone. Everybody has to. I'll just narrate one pastime, how the great saints are conscious of time. I think there was Loma Rishi. He was, his lifespan was how many hairs in his body? So many years. We can imagine for any human, how many hairs, not that head hair, I'm talking full body. We have so many hairs. And this Romarshi, his body was full of hair. And his lifetime was so many years. So many hairs, so many years. One day, some of his disciples were building a small hut. So Lomarishi asked disciples, what are you doing? Then they said, Gurudev, you are doing his japa and you are sitting on a hot sun and rain. So we are building a small hut for you. Then Rishi says that, please do not waste your time. Waste my time. I have very limited time. I don't have time to sit on the hut. I'm okay here. So let me chant. So don't waste your time. You know, who is saying this? Who has got so many years of life. So that's the mood. Similarly, the Gaura Kishodas Babaji, the Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's Guru Maharaj, he used to sit and chant near the toilet area where people are urinate and do the, number two, because he never wanted anyone to come and disturb him, because chanting is focused. Otherwise, people come and ask for blessings, ask for so many questions. So he was wanted that way. The point is that we should focus on our chanting and reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and then distribute this to others. That should be our focus. With this, I'll stop here. You can share comments or thoughts. Asha Mata, you want to start? Malika Mata, you want to say anything?
No, sir. My throat is bad. I can't speak.
Good.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem. Go ahead. Asha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. That's my just takeaway for today. Real goal is to remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Forgetting Krishna can happen by Vaishnava Aparadha. So I should always avoid that. No material problems can be stopped. So I should not waste my time in unnecessary things, but to think of the Supreme.
Yes. Archana Mataji, anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No problems. Thank you for the placement.
Who else? Next, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So everyone is the servant of eternal time. So there is therefore no one can be king in this material world. It is given. It is 100% correct, Prabhuji. And then we should be always be a servant to God. That is our duty. And we should get out of this set of tribulations, birth, disease, old age, and death. It will happen only through focused chanting, okay? And the heartily desire to reach the Goloka. It may happen. It will happen, Prabhuji. And that's all, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Murali Prabhu, want to say anything? Maria, okay, go ahead, Prabhu.
Regarding surrendering to Lord Krishna and solving environmental problems, this one is of no use. So this point helped me to tell my son. He asked me a doubt on chemistry, how Rutherford model was not able to explain the atomic theory. I told him you just by heart it and write it. Every day scientists will keep changing. So it will help in daily activity.
Thank you, Prabhu. Maria Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Vithura have been very harsh and sarcastically handled Dhritarashtra to guide him in the right path. And cruel death cares for no one, but all these lessons are to be applied for me to get rid of this materialistic desires. Even I was like that, and only after harsh happenings changed me to get rid of the change of mentality. And qualifications are required to emerge as Kshatriya and or Brahmana. Association is important. As a practicing devotee, I must be very careful and not to offend Vaishnava, indulge in Vaishnava aparat, and I must be very careful. And that Scorpion Brahmana story enlightened me how Brahmana behaves without changing his attitude, and how the how a person is to follow the Brahmana and change maintain the attitude, and saintly persons awake anyone everyone, and I must always remember Krishna. Uh, Old age and death cannot be conquered. That I must remember. And by anyone, including Brahma. Therefore, I must aim for only reaching Goloka Vrindavana or Vaikunta is the only way to escape from the birth and death cycle. Even Hiranyakashipu was Kashipu after severe type of penance. He could not be helped by anyone, but he was, in fact, he was killed in a very harsh way. And that much I have understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Shridevi Mataji, anything you want to say more?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Dhritarashtra, he lost everything, and he's now very fearful of death. So Vidura asks him, go back immediately from this material world. And regarding the time is very short. And we cannot, in this material world, we cannot overcome this birth, death, old age, and disease. So to overcome this birth, death, old age, and disease, because we have very less time, we have to fully concentrate, 100% become devotee of the Lord, serve Lord faithfully, and the Lord and devotees, be 100% in Krishna consciousness, and make use of our time, like maybe at least 80% for the for Lord service. And that way, if we go back back to Godhead, we may avoid all these problems.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Uma Shankar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, very good class today, Prabhuji. So, in this today's takeaway is that even in the higher planets also, death is inevitable. Even Brahma has a death, and every materialistic things are controlled by time. The only place where the time doesn't come into effect is the Vaikuntha Loka. So we should follow the footsteps of the Guru and do sadhana bhakti as much as possible, so that at least we can progress in spiritual life. Everything we can not, nothing, we don't have any measure for the materialist thing. Only we should have that measure for the spiritual activities.
Thank you, Prabhu. Varsha Mataji, last.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the class. So everything is explained, but going on forward, what I'm realizing is I so much relate to these people, Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana kind of mentality only I have. So like clinging to the family, attachment to the material nature and selfishness. So I should attend more classes and try to remove all Vaishnava Aparad. So much we do. So I should remove those things from me, Prabhuji. That's what. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Come
Hare
physically also.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please
I'll try, yes, sir.
bring
Yes,
Chaitanya
Prabhu.
Prabhu also.
Yes,
Chaitanya.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
Chaitanya. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yes, Murali Prabhu, please.
Okay, Prabhu. One more thing. You told spiritual scale there is no death. Sorry, no death, and material scale it is there. So I am, after hearing your speech and other devotees, I want to know material in the spiritual scale where I am lying, Prabhu. So I don't know what to do. Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Simply chant, Prabhu.
Okay.
Krishna will take care.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay.
With this, I'll stop here. Vancha
Prabhu-
kalpata. Vancha kalpata.
Prabhuji,
Malik.
can I ask you something, Prabhuji? If you are free, about this Kumbh Mela, are they conducting any trips from ISKCON, sir?
No, I
Have
think
any number?
ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. We are not done anything from our temple.
Not from our temple, but this one they are doing, right?
Don't know.
From our Rajachal.
Don't know.
No, sir. Okay. Have any number? I thought contact number.
No idea as of now.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
पंचकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपासिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय. So see you on Monday. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
and
Dandavats.
this weekend we'll have a wonderful performance by kids. Those who are in Bangalore or near RR Nagar, everybody requested to come, or can bring your family members. All the kids are doing the wonderful performance. Please come. Of course, those who are in Vizag also can come. Shri Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sure.
Prabhuji, on Saturday or Sunday, Prabhuji? Both the days.
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
What, Prabhu?
The children's performance.
Okay. Hare Krishna.